tap it in. Just tap it in. Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
All right, another second place finish. That's our third in 5 starts. Luckily, we also have 2 wins to go along with those 3 runner-ups. But, man, what could have been if we had a couple of breaks one way or the other?
Dude, I'm literally like 5 shots of the season away from being up like $150,000 to $200,000.
Yeah. Yesterday, I mean, it wasn't the most painful because of the event, and I guess – I don't think it was the most painful, but it does feel like it was the one we really should have won, the most out of all of them, because Minwoo misses a 2-footer on Saturday for par, makes bogey. Sunday, he also double bogeys a par 5 from the fairway on Friday, and then on Saturday he double bogeys a par 5 again on 7, and he had a 6-footer for par, so he 3-putts from 6 feet to make double. Then he misses a 4-foot birdie on 12. After all that, he still could have gotten the playoff with a par on 18.
So I didn't watch any of the back 9. Was he just going for the birdie on 18?
I think he was. Someone said he pulled it, but I thought he was really trying to go for the birdie. He hit it pretty I think he liked it in the air. And then from what I heard him say, he thought the wind was going to hit it, and it didn't. And it was just deep. It reminded me a little bit of that Neiman shot on the playoff a few years ago when he went over the green on the first playoff hole, makes his first bogey of the week. Minwoo short-sided himself, tough chip coming back, kind of ran away from him and fell all the way down to the rough. I think he could have done better with the chip, but he still probably would have had 10 or 15 feet, even if it stayed up and didn't go down the ridge. So, yeah, he really should have won this event.
He should have won by three shots, it feels like. He should have been minus 22. He never had that low round either. He was just solid. Besides like 4 holes, he was just solid all week.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He was really solid, and I think he still was good putting, even though he missed a couple of short ones. I mean, it just so close to being another winner. And Bryson at the PGA was a close call, and then we had Colin at the Memorial, which was a really close call. So, it's been good to win a couple times in that span, but man, fuck, what could have been.
Tom Kim last week.
Oh, it's fucking Tom Kim.
I was going into yesterday. Granted, we didn't really know the weather. It was more windy than we expected, but I thought we had to get to minus 22.
So did I.
If you told me you only had to get to minus 18, I don't understand how he's not in the playoff.
Nobody wanted to win that one. And then Akshay, I had a feeling all day he wasn't going to win. I thought Davis was probably going to win just because Akshay didn't really seem like he wanted to take it. And I also had a feeling he was going to miss that putt for par.
Did you?
And yeah, I said it out loud to my wife. I said, Davis is going to win. Akshay's not making this. And he pulled it, bad putt. And he had another pretty bad putt a couple holes earlier too. And
I just watched it. They get the replay on right now. It was on 16. Didn't even 16. Come close to the hole.
It was a par 5.
Yeah.
And he had like 6-7 feet, and he hit it way right.
Yeah, he missed by 3 balls.
So he pulled 2 putts pretty badly, and it just shows how fickle this game is, because he's shown recently in a few times that he's not afraid of the moment at all. But then afterwards, he admits that he was really nervous in that putt, and the nerves got the best of him, and he missed it. Like anyone.
That's pretty cool, though, that he says that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was great. And I saw someone say Akshay stuck around after missing a 4-footer and loses, and Rory drives off in the parking lot when he when he misses. I know it's a different situation, but Akshay definitely shows maturity. 22 years old. I mean, you definitely gotta respect that.
Yeah, he's definitely he's on the President's Cup team, right?
Has to be.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, he's like almost in the top 10, I think, in the standing. So
he was 12th before this week, so I imagine he probably goes up a bit. I got to talk about Cam Young real quick. Is there anything else you want to talk about before that?
No, but yeah, Cam Young was on the list.
What an idiot.
He's a loser. I mean, Jesus. Some people were arguing kind of, not with me, but under one of my posts before the round today. Someone saying if Young can't win this, he's never going to win anything. And someone saying he's never really blown any chances to win. He just kind of got outplayed a couple times. Well, it hadn't happened before. It happened this time because he easily should have won this event. Talk about who should have won. It should have been him. He was right there. Only needed to do was shoot 2 under. Missed every putt. Breaks his driver. Can't hit a fairway. Feeling sorry for himself the entire day. Feeling sorry for himself. Like his whole entire performance, and he was apathetic towards himself. He just looked pathetic during that entire round.
It was that bad, huh?
Oh, first of all,
how'd he break his driver?
He leaned on it after he sprayed one left on, I want to say, the second par 5, 10 or 11 or whatever that one was, and he sprayed it left. He missed like his first 5 or 6 drives left. I think he hit 1 or 2 fairways the whole day, and then leaned on the driver, snapped it, and then that was it. And then took 3 with the rest of the time. Was short on just about every putt. But he was like blaming every scenario. He just didn't seem to want to take accountability for his bad swings.
Yeah, I mean, was it just a bad day, or is he just a fucking loser?
Both.
I mean, he's a loser. Yeah, it's a bad day and he's a loser. But here's another thing I wanted to mention. For some reason,
he's gonna win though, right?
I think he will eventually. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry to interrupt you.
But middle of the night, for some reason, this thought just came to me. Like, golf fans and golf media are the most sensitive group of media and fans you could ever imagine. So imagine a star player in the NBA, a precipice of the star, right? Halliburton or whatever. Say he shoots 2 for 17 in a game 7. Every talk show on that Monday is going to be talking about how he choked and he's not a big time player. That's just what you sign up for when you're an athlete making millions of dollars. But if you say anything negative about these guys publicly, how much backlash you get, not just from the other media members. They'll never say anything bad about any player ever. Like, what other sport can the media not say one negative thing about any player at all?
They need that old school Dan Jenkins guy back who used to just rip everybody back in the 90s.
Do you guys agree with that?
I agree with it, yeah.
Yeah, but I also get it because the other sports, they have teammates. I think that's kind of what makes it different. It's like these guys are individual athletes. So I do think...
You don't think anybody ripped Rory, though?
I mean, anyone who did, you got a lot of backlash for doing it.
Did you?
And I'm going to argue that point Devon just made, because I think that makes it even worse. Because a teammate, you could say, Halliburton didn't blow the game. His team, it's a team game. NFL, you could say, yeah, everyone gets the blames or praises the quarterback, but there's 11 guys on the field. This one, there's only one guy to blame. It's the person hitting the ball every time. He's the only guy there is to blame.
I think if you look at golfers, they have to, it's just so much different than the other games in that sense where I'm a little biased to the fact, but I just think it's harder. It's peaks and valleys, whereas you could be,
why is it harder?
LeBron James over the course of 80 games, he could have plenty games where he goes and coasts, has 18 points, but
yeah, but he's talking about game 7 of the playoffs, of a playoff game.
So game 7 of a playoff game,
guy goes 2 for 17.
I would say that I thought Rory, I didn't think that it was that big of a deal that he did. I get it that he didn't congratulate Bryson, but I just think it's different in the sense that they are individual athletes. But I also do appreciate when people just go out and they're very candid, like Billy Horschel after shooting 85 at Memorial. Or did you see Nelly a few weeks ago at the U.S. Open after shooting like 81? Like, she handled that pretty cool.
I thought she was crying.
No, she went in. She was crying on the course like a few weeks later.
Gotcha.
But at the time of the U.S. Open, she had won like 5 in a row. And she came in and she was like, well, I just had a bad day. Like, I'm a human and that happens. Kind of like Akshay did.
Right. I'm not even talking about Rory, though. I'm talking about Cam Young dumped his pants on Sunday on an event he should have won. He's supposed to be an up-and-coming star. He's playing against a weak field. He's the best player. He's the tournament favorite, other than Tom Kim, who missed the cut. And he shits his pants on Sunday, but you can't say
73.
He's a loser and shits his pants and sucks. You can't say that because the media and fans of golf are so sensitive that you'll get absolutely fucking destroyed if you try mentioning that. But that was what happened. That's the truth. If any other rising star, Jason Tatum, comes up short in a big spot, the whole media is going to be all over him. But golf, it's like they're so pampered. You can't say anything negative about them, or it's a huge deal that blows back in your face because they're the most pampered athletes, professional athletes there are. Guess what? Golf is hard. Golf is hard, and Young, I'm sure he'll be back one day. But right now, let's call him a loser. Let's call him a loser right now because he makes $2.1 million for fucking second place in a major, and he's an incredibly high-paid athlete, and he's supposed to be a young up-and-coming star. He shit his pants. So let's call a spade a spade. He's a loser until he isn't.
So we used to call Fina.
Yeah.
So, my best friend, in quotes, Kyle Porter actually had a good tweet last night. He said, is there a player who's tougher to like than Cam Young? Like, him of all people being on your side with that kind of surprises me. But I mean, enough's enough when it comes to Cam Young. He blew, I think, between this and Valspar in a 2-month span, pretty bad. I mean, he had Valspar won.
Oh, don't remind me.
But
There's
someone
another
argued that
second place.
Malnati just outplayed him or something. But I mean, yeah, but if Peter Malnati outplays you,
You're a fucking loser.
You're a loser. Your 25-year-old rising star was played on a fucking Ryder Cup team. Was he on the
Guy
Ryder
with
Cup
a
team?
yellow
No,
ball
he
who's
wasn't.
400 to 1
Oh,
just
but
outplays you.
He had plenty of people advocating for him to be on it.
He was in the President's Cup team, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was weird. He was teamed up with Morikawa. That was a weird fit.
Yeah, that was weird. So again, I mean, people still betting this guy at 16, 18 to 1. I don't know how you can do it. I think he probably will eventually break through, but I don't think it'll be at a birdie fest.
Yeah, it seems more hard. He's just not a great putter. He's more of a hard course guy.
But he gained strokes putting for the week. Everyone said his putter was the problem. He needs to go to the long putter or whatever.
He got a new one.
It's for him. It just seems like whenever he needs a good swing, he makes a bad swing.
Yeah. Other thoughts on the week? Are you done with Cam Young? He's a fucking loser in my mind. So
yeah, done. He's a loser.
We had a lot of young guys up there on the leaderboard. Yeah, Devon's guy Clanton, who's playing with Minwoo. What did he finish? Top 10?
He finished 10th, and he lost 4 around the green this week. Finished 4 back.
It seems the case with a lot of those guys. They're not really polished yet. Then you had Dunlap, who'd already won as an amateur. He's been a pro for the whole year. He was 10th, I think. And then you had Shipley. That slob. I think he was top 15 or something. He played well. Was there another guy?
Davis Thompson and Akshay are both young. They're 24 and 22.
Yeah, I mean the guys out of college. Was there another guy? Maybe just those 3, but
Koiven played.
Thor's the one playing the worst out of all of them.
Yeah. And then you also had Miles Russell. What he did was I know he didn't make the cut, but I mean that was probably one of the most impressive things that happened this week.
So good.
So 15-year-old just fucking shoots even par, beats like 50 guys.
I'd say not this week. It's one of the most impressive things in last decade of golf.
Yeah, I mean, you listen to him talk to pretty composed guy. I'm like, dude, you're 15. Why are you talking like you're fucking 40?
He beat Steven Yeager. There's a lot of good players that he beat this week. I mean, I think he tied Tom Kim.
Yeah. Yeah, that was impressive.
15 years old. Holy shit.
Is he getting offers yet? College offers yet?
He's definitely good enough too. It's just a matter of
I don't think he's allowed to get off his sophomore year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about that. 15 years old. Holy hell.
He was number 1 in strokes gained around the green in Friday's round.
It's crazy. I mean,
that's wild. But any of the other guys, Matt, that you were impressed with?
No, I mean, I thought they all look good. I mean, it's nice to have some good young up-and-coming players. And people have made this argument a lot over the past year or 2 years about, the difference of the PGA Tour and live and stuff. The PGA Tour, and this is one that is valid. The PGA Tour will always manufacture and create their own stars with the pathways and especially with the new PGA Tour U and the way they're kind of prioritizing that now. That's the best thing they've done, the best decision they've made, and is true. There will always be a path for the PGA Tour to develop and create new stars, and that's what they need. They need these guys to come on and play well right away, and they are.
I was thinking about this just based on your argument from last week about how the PGA Tour fields are weak. Imagine if Clanton won as an amateur, and we get 2 amateurs winning in the same year. The third year live is involved, and we hadn't had an amateur win on tour since 1990.
Yeah, and it'd be twice in the same year.
Twice in the same year. It just proves your fucking point.
It does, and I think it proves the point anyway, the fact that they're playing so well. I mean, it's a combination of the fact of that and that the young guys are much better now. But the ball speeds and all this other stuff, I do think there still is an equipment problem that is going to be addressed relatively soon. But these guys, these guys coming up now are just training speed. Yeah. And that's the key to today's game. If you have 185 mile per hour ball speed, you can compete at this level. And they realize that. So now they're training them and building these golfers from a young age, focusing on speed. So I do think we need some regression in terms of equipment in the near future to see who really who are really great golfers and who just aren't TrackMan golfers.
I agree. I'm kind of a victim of that, even in my own sense. Like, I'm 25. I play with a lot of people that are a few years younger than me. And even that 5-year gap-ish, those kids were told, hey, hit it and go find it later. I was told, hit it straight. And so I can hit it straight. I'm the straightest hitter out there. But just relative, I would give it all away to bomb it. So It's a real thing.
I mean, now you look at 80% of these PGA Tour courses, if you don't hit it 180 ball speed, you can't win.
No.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on the Rocket? The Rocket still owes us one, man. We just can't fucking catch a break at that place.
It's the second place in 4 years at the Rocket. And I'm going to add this. The first 3 days were awful. I don't mind the golf course when it's a little windy.
Yesterday was fun.
Yeah, I didn't watch the back nine, but it seemed like it was showing some teeth.
Yeah, it's a decent golf course when it's not playing incredibly easy. I like it a little bit. Like it has some drama, some good holes. So, I don't know. I guess it's a little bit wind dependent, but the first 3 were absolutely horrific.
I was coaching 4th grade hoops, and I was just praying. I'd just look at my phone and just see a billion texts with Min Woo. It would have been awesome. Like, when I went to coach, he was down 3 shots. I had 2 games. Checked after the first game. He was tied. I was like, oh, fuck. I got something here. Checked it at halftime. Fuck, we're fucked.
A lot of times in those events, you always think you need more than you need.
Yes. I thought we needed -8 yesterday.
And that's what I was thinking during it. I was like, I think we need but even during it, I was like, I think he needs a birdie. But I was like, there's a little part of me inside that just realizes every time you think you need, 20, 18, somehow, some way down the stretch gets into a playoff. Like, I want him to par that 18th hole, and he did.
Because we're not thinking about the pressure factor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Like, par 5s aren't as gettable when it's the 17th hole and you need a birdie to win the event.
Exactly.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday I text my friend, and I wasn't on Minwoo. I was on Davis Thompson with you guys, or I was on Davis Thompson. I wasn't on Minwoo with you guys, but he stuck one on 15, and I text my friend. I was like, hey, birdie in, get to 18, and let's say a few prayers. And I said that, and they were like, "What do you have on Cam Davis?" I was like, "No, I mean Davis Thompson. Like, I don't have Cam Davis." Like, I still saw a little window just for that thing you were talking about, and didn't work out. But I agree with you, Matt. All 4 par 5s into the wind on Sunday. I think it made it a fun place.
Yeah, really cool. Anything else that we're going to move on?
Yeah, shout out Dickie B. Just won the U.S. Senior Open back-to-back majors. Who says live guys can't play in majors?
Back-to-back, that's crazy.
That is nuts.
Just dominating all these fucking old pricks.
Yep.
All right, John Deere Classic. We're at TPC Deere Run. Not a huge fan of this event. This kind of feels like a 4th of July week. We just kind of throw our bets in, and hopefully we can turn it on Sunday and have something to watch. We'll see. But weak field, not a great course. The players seem to like it, obviously. It's a par 71, 7,268 yards, Quad Cities area, Illinois. Pretty easy most of the time. Easy to hit fairways, bent grass greens, short approach shots, putting contests sometimes. So 156 golfers. We got a full field. The best player in the field was Patrick Cantlay, but he withdrew. He was the favorite. Then you got, Sungjae, Spieth, defending champ Sepp Straka. That's basically it. So this might be the worst field of the season.
Yeah, it's definitely worse than last week now with the Cantlay withdrawal. Even with the Cantlay entry, I think it was worse. Right?
It's definitely worse now. For sure.
Yeah, so it's definitely worse. I think it was. This is probably the worst week of the season. We get some good weeks coming up, so just survive one more of these bad events. I'd love to just get somebody involved. Take some shots. I'm not risking a lot of money this week. Light cards, so let's see what happens.
What's the actual skill set of the John Deere? Because I always bet it, like a couple guys, but I never really watch it. So we haven't had much success here. But what is the skill set? Fairways?
Yeah, fairways.
Penal somewhat, right?
It's thick. I played it a few years back. It's thick. You want to be dialed with your wedges, and obviously it's a putting contest. But it's just wedge guys. You're going to be hitting a lot of shots from 130.
It seems like some of the better players have won. I mean, you got Spieth and Bryson and even Glover. He's definitely one of the better players in the field that year. Straka last year.
Yeah, you get the top players in the event up top. So that and up and comers, right? So when Bryson won this, I looked back, he was 60-1.
It was first win, right?
First win. So he was young up and comer, 60-1. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Like,
was it Spieth's first win too?
I don't know if it was his first, but he's won it twice.
Yeah, I think it was one of his first, if not his first.
He won it in 2013, I believe.
Yeah, so it's got to be close to one of his first.
His first win was, let's see. Yep, 2013 John Deere was his first win. His second one was Valspar.
Yeah.
Then the Masters, then the U.S. Open, then John Deere again. So looks like a little bit of Valspar. Didn't Sepp win Valspar? Or was that Honda?
He won Honda.
Same thing.
Yeah. Who else won? Yeah. Never mind. No, I was trying to make a Valspar connection. Don't cut
it. What are the new odds? So let's start at the top of the board. What are the new odds here?
So our new odds, they aren't all the way updated yet, but we can Spieth's the top favorite at about 14-1, along with Sungjae, and then Sepp is at 16.
All right, Spieth should be fucking 40-1. I don't even give a fuck. Why the fuck is he? I guess he's won it twice, but he's just. What's his best finish in the last 2 months?
Yeah, I mean, horrible. I think I don't know if he's even healthy.
His best finish since Valero was 29.
29.
So the history obviously is what's guiding it, plus the fact that he has won this twice, plus the fact that the field is horrible and there's really no good players in it whatsoever. Does he have any chance to win this week?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't either. We did get some bets in, obviously. We got all of our bets in prior to the Cantlay withdraw, and I think for the most part, the only ones that will change are relatively close to the top. But we're not really getting too close to the top here for the most part, anyway. So Spieth say 20, would Straka 22?
No, they're all in the teens now.
They're all in the teens. Yeah. So Spieth, they're all 14 to 16. Spieth, Sungjae, Sepp.
That's disgraceful.
And
the only one I know Sepp's playing really well. Is he going to go back to back? Don't believe he is. I wouldn't be shocked if he did, though. He's definitely deserving of being in the top 5 of odds here. The only one that worries me, though, is Sungjae for sure.
Sungjae, here's the thing for me with Sungjae. On paper, looks like a good course fit. However, in the past, he really hasn't played this course that well. It doesn't feel to me, and he's playing great. And I've been the one on the leading the bandwagon for Sungjae over the past few months or so, because I think he's really rounding into form. 9th at Schwab, 8th at Memorial, 3rd at the Travelers, where I was on him. So I think he's playing great, and he's gonna win soon. To me, he doesn't really feel like a John Deere guy. He's played here twice. In 2019 and 2021, maybe not in the hottest of form coming into the event, but those years he was probably a better player than he has been over the last year or so, especially winning in 2020 at the Honda. He finished T26 and T47 in those 2 years. It just, to me, on paper, it makes sense. Fairways, wedges, putting, all that stuff he's great at. But I have a really hard time seeing him, on that tractor on the John Deere.
It's not a tractor guy.
I don't think if you gave him 20 hours, he probably couldn't start a tractor.
Okay. All right. The only counter is, do you think Mike Kim knows how to start a tractor?
No, but as you told me yesterday, that was the anomaly of all anomalies.
It was like multiple ways.
So
I agree with you on Sungjae. I think we just got to try to dodge him until the Wyndham.
Yeah, could he win the Scottish?
That's what I was just I was going to ask you that, and then last 2 years, 2 missed cuts.
Yeah, I'd rather bet him as
the Scottish seems like a good course for him, though.
It does, but has he been good? Has he been good in the UK?
that's what I'm thinking. I wouldn't think of him over there.
Yeah,
No, I don't
Sungjae
think
in
so either.
Scotland doesn't really mix. That might be more of a mismatch than Sungjae and the John Deere.
Can't give a reason for a withdrawal, because I kind of like him with the Scottish.
I didn't see a reason.
Should be, just doesn't give a fuck. I mean, it has to be that,
He
right?
committed to this event like 2 months ago.
Yeah. And he was playing like shit then. Maybe it's like, oh, I'm playing good. I don't need to play the John Deere now.
They got to be pissed.
I'm sure. But, I mean, is anybody watching the fucking John Deere on 4th of July weekend?
No, but they
Because
want
Patrick
to.
Cantlay fucking is in the event. Nobody even wants to watch Patrick Cantlay in any event.
Hey, like
They don't.
you said, if Spieth contends, they will be.
That's
Right,
the
but they've
one.
been a pretty loyal sponsor for the tour forever.
That's a good point.
I think they probably feel like they're not getting anything in return after they've stayed loyal and they've been losing sponsors left and right. And this event should be viewed as better. So, speaking of that, Chambers Bay is in talks with Live right now to be a Live event, which would be the first, I believe, their first course that has hosted a major that they get. But they also mentioned in that same interview, which I read earlier, that they are open to being a course for a PGA Tour stop as well, and they would want to be, but they would need $30 million from a sponsor, which nobody's given right now because the question.
Did the players like? I thought the players hated Chambers Bay.
They did, but who gives a fuck about them?
It's
it
changed
seems like
a lot since then too.
It has. It seems like they're the driving force these days, though. Is what I'm saying.
So they were holding out for the USGA before they announced all their next US Open spots, and now the next 18 are full and they're not on the schedule anywhere.
Yeah.
I think they still might be holding out for a PGA Championship, but if not, I just see. They said they can raise $5 million quickly from Live. Like a Live event will give them $5 million.
Yeah, but
That's
then
what
they
they
get
make.
blacklisted.
Yes. If they're blacklisted anyway, that's the point, right?
They're probably already blacklisted for talking to them.
Well, if they're already blacklisted because their court sucked so bad in 2015.
All right. I mean, Sanjay, you're not worried about him? I know Devon bet him, but I'm kind of worried about him.
Yeah, I'm on him.
I'm worried about him. Yeah, but I mean, I have a strong gut feeling that he's not going to win.
Fair.
And most of the time when I have these strong gut feelings someone's not going to win, I don't think they usually do, but I don't know.
Akshay, just yesterday.
Yeah, I had that strong gut feeling he wasn't going to win. He didn't. But I hope Sonny doesn't even get involved. Just play okay and move on.
Yep. We'll bet him at the Wyndham like we do every fucking year.
Yep.
He's going to win that eventually. Mark my words.
It'll be this year.
I just have one thing to add for my case for him. I do think he's playing a little better than 2021, driving it a little straighter. But, yeah, it's so volatile that it's hard to feel confident.
Yeah,
It's a lot of money to invest in him.
Yeah, it is.
Finish in 9th easily. But, yeah, his off-the-tee game has been amazing since mid-March.
Yeah, he's hitting it straighter than usual for him. But he has the Sunday scaries, so probably won't win.
All right, next range.
In the 20s, we have one of last week's runner-ups, and Aaron Rye. One of our guys, Mav McNeely, one of our guys from last week, I should say. Keith Mitchell, Davis Thompson, Denny McCarthy. Oh, and JT Poston now.
All right, our first guy is Denny, right? Blake, so this feels like a spot he could definitely win. I mean, he's come up short a couple times in playoffs over the past few years. We've been on the other side of both of them. First was Memorial with Vic, and the second was Akshay at the Valero Texas Open. But both of those times, until he made a really bad swing in both of them, he could have won the event. You know, if Akshay misses a putt here and there, so I don't think he's the type who's going to choke it away necessarily. I think he just got beat a couple times and made a mistake. But I do think he can make clutch putts and he can beat a bad field. Came T6 here 2 years in a row. It's a place you can win a putting contest at. He's playing relatively well. I think he's a top 6 chance to win in this field. I think 30-1 is a fair number. Gives you somebody towards the top.
When he lost to Vic at the Memorial, he missed like an 8-footer to tie or to win the event, right?
Yeah.
Before the playoff. And then I thought he battled Vic pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a signature event. And I thought he battled Akshay pretty amazing at Valero. I mean, he made no one was saying he was a fucking loser until the playoff, but pre-playoff he was fucking killer.
Yeah, even the
he
first
made every fucking putt.
Was the second playoff hole?
Yes.
Even the first one he was fine. So it's not like, you get him to the second playoff hole, he made a mistake, but I think he can win. I think he's obviously the best putter. He was T6 here last year and he lost strokes on approach. He's been gaining strokes on approach recently. I think that irons are kind of coming back. He's the type of player who's good enough to win a PGA Tour event, and he hasn't. Best putter. The distance off the tee won't hurt him this week. He's top 5 in Midwest bent grass putting.
Yeah, you think of John Deere, Memorial. Where else is that? Midwest. Where do you play well? Houston, Rocket. Yeah, those. I know Houston isn't Midwest, but bent courses. Go gain 7 strokes putting. We bet Matt McNeely at 30-1, and I'd say Denny's a better version of Matt McNeely, right?
Right, absolutely. Better version, has had much better results in the PGA Tour, worse field, and he's the same number. So I think he's going to get one of these eventually, I think, and this is probably a really good spot for him, especially in this field. He should go out there and what's he post withdraw, 22?
Yep.
Yep.
Pretty disgusting number at 22. Would you bet that?
I mean, No, but what are you going to do? No one's good numbers anymore.
Yeah, the 30 was pretty good. I was hoping we'd get a 30 plus, and we got it. I was kind of waiting. Maybe I didn't think he was going to be too popular, and then Cantley withdrew, and I kind of just panic bet it.
What you had to do.
I had to do. So
No choice. All right.
He's not too bad on approach. I mean, for him is what I'm saying. I mean, I know he's like red every week, but not like brutally red. And I think he just knows his way around this place.
Strokes gained in the Midwest last 3 years. He's 4th strokes gained total in the Midwest in the field.
I'm not on Denny with you guys, but I was on him at the Travelers, and he hit it well there. What did he do? He gained almost 3 in approach, I think.
Almost 2. Yep.
Almost 2.
We need him to gain 6 strokes putting. Just do that, which I'm pretty confident.
How many ways can you say it? If Denny gains 7 strokes putting, you can win.
Yep. Okay, next guy. Or next range. I mean, all those other guys. I mean, Thompson's a very good candidate at 25-30 to 1. I'm just not a Davis Thompson guy at the moment. If you've been betting Davis Thompson, you should definitely. I know Devon bet him last week. You should definitely stay on board. I wouldn't jump off at this point. So, but if you haven't been betting him, I don't think I'm missing out on anything. So, I'll pass on Thompson at 30.
So, I'm on Thompson. You said it for me. I can't go away from what he just did. Then you've got Nick Dunlap, Sam Stevens, Luke Clanton, and Kevin Yu, all in the 40s.
All right, we bet Nick Dunlap, one of the young guys. Tough seeing him win twice, right, in a year. But I do think he's a lot better player than when he beat us with Sam Burns at the Amex. So, and last week, 5.1 approach, 3.2 off the tee. And he kind of looked, just watching from what I saw, he kind of looked comfortable, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. And you look at young players who have won here. I mean, like Spieth's first win is here. I don't think the Amex win rules him out from winning an event in a worse field at a place that, like, this is a place where I thought where you'd think he could get his first win, just his profile.
Yeah.
Was that his best
I really
approach?
Can't stand his fucking face.
No, it's not great.
Terrible. He needs a new one.
Reminds me of Rappaport.
Yep. That was his best on the season. Best week on approach, 5.1. Prior to that, his best week was at Memorial, so another Midwest course, 4.3. So maybe he's a Midwest guy. I know he went to Bama, but his 2 best weeks, finished 12th at Memorial, 10th at the Rocket, have been in the Midwest.
Yeah, I liked how he looked.
He gained a lot putting at Memorial, too.
Yep, along with the approach game, gained 6 putting. So maybe actually just, I mean, from the little data that we have, is by far his best strokes gained putting is on bent.
Yeah, that seems just about right. Let's see, where did he win? I'm looking at, where's he from? Alabama. He's from Alabama. He won a lot of events as an amateur. A lot of events.
Where?
Guys with the resume like his win, like, they go on to be stars. And like I see what you mean. Like, budding stars winning here isn't surprising. Plus he's an uptick putter.
Yeah, he's just, my only concern too is like it's not the 2 wins. He's just so young still. He's 20.
22? 20?
20. Yeah.
I was born in 2000. He doesn't turn 21 until December. That's fucked.
Yeah, the 2021 U.S. Junior Amateur he won. Where was that? 2021.
That was DJ's event, so I'd imagine it was in South Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina, Dogwood Country Club, North Carolina. Thor Bjornsson won that Baltus roll. So yeah, I mean, I just think young up and comer. I like the biggest thing for me is the Iron Week last week.
Yep. He'll be
No one else.
featured this week, right?
Yeah, he should be. Let's just root for. It'd be nice. Root for a young guy. It'd be nice rooting for him for once instead of rooting against him.
Every week, every time I see Dunlap, I just want to fucking punch his lights out.
I know. I was close betting him last week, so I'm glad he played well, and now we can bet him this week.
Oh, boom, I'm in on him. Those other young guys you named, I mean, Clanton, that number's got beat to shit. I think it opened at 70, right?
I got the opener at 75. I'm on it again. That's my guy. Probably one of my favorite young guys of the last 7-8 years.
Yeah, you think he can go back-to-back weeks?
I think just the way with the way he's playing and the way that young stars play here, we've got a few. We mentioned Spieth won, Bryson won, Vic is the one I've compared him to now for a little while. They remind me a lot of each other. Vic was 17th here in 2019, the year he was low am at both majors, and he lost strokes around the green and putting. Ludwig 4th, Thor 17th with a 2-over first round, Colin 4th in 2019, and then Waco 10th.
Young guys.
Yeah, they all show up, and I think he is, out of all of those super young guys in this field, I think he's the best one when we're 5 years from now.
Damn, he's got 5 amateur wins. He's actually older than Dunlap by a month.
They're like best friends too.
I kind of want to punch both their faces, to be honest with you. I didn't really like the way Clanton's face looks either.
He looks like a meth head.
Yeah.
He looks so much like a kid I used to know, like almost twins. So we've had some jokes about that. But Matt, you text me last night. He was number 1 ball striking at the Rocket. I can't go away from that.
Yeah, he had a great performance. I do wonder. It did seem like every time he had a decent look when he started to get more involved and closer to the winning score, he missed all those looks. He just hit some bad short putts, like some bad strokes. So we'll see what he does.
No, you're spot on. He was that first hole yesterday, he burned the edge. Then he missed the other shorty on the par 3. He was 16 under on 13T yesterday. And then you just never heard from him again.
Yeah, he had some looks that he missed over the last 4 or 5 holes. So, yeah, I think it might be a little bit too early for him. But again, like you guys mentioned, this is probably the spot if there is any spot. But yeah, young guys, it's good to have a couple of them this week. But we'll move along. Next range.
So that brings us in to our next range of 50 to 60. Kevin Yu, Eric Cole, Bo Hostler, Lucas Glover, and Ben Griffin.
Before we get to our next bet, Cam Davis withdrew too. Did we say that?
We did not say that.
Yeah, so there was another guy who was in the 40 range.
So get those bets in.
Yeah.
This entire range, I kind of looked at almost all of these guys a little bit. I had some interest in most of them. But the guy who I believe is winning this week.
Yeah, he is.
Blake's with me. Is Bo Hostler. It's going to be the Bo show at TPC Deere Run. I think I liked the way he played last week.
Get your visors out, baby.
Get your visors out, your lesbian outfits. This is the lesbian gym teacher week, baby. So I think when I saw him gaining strokes ball striking and losing putting last week, that was a good sign for me. Last week, so he's 16th in approach and 10th in tee to green. And he's one of the best putters there is, especially in this area of the country, especially Bent. He putt poorly last week, which is definitely an outlier. He's played here 3 times. 2 of those 3, he was a tie for 26th. So he's gained strokes putting in all 3 starts. So he does like putting here. Talk about highly regarded prospects that have won or broken out here. Yeah, he was a highly regarded prospect a decade ago, but he still was a highly regarded prospect. Still just 29. I mean, he could still be a late bloomer. I still have a little bit of hope for him. This is the right golf course if he does have it. Doesn't have the ball speed that these other young guys have. So this is the one where that might not matter quite as much.
Yeah, UT guy. UT guys have had success here, correct? Besides Speed.
Yeah.
Speed,
Matt.
Telly.
Text me that. Yeah.
Fratelli, he won it. Was there somebody else?
Another guy that I'm betting, but who's been pretty good.
Right. Not that guy. I was thinking of somebody else. Yeah, fuck it. But yeah, UT guy. I'm in on Bo. We were tracking him Saturday. We were talking about Saturday, and he was perfect for us on Sunday. We didn't have to worry about the hype and the steam on him. So we got a nice 60-1. I know he's down to what? Probably in the 40s now. I still bet a 45.
He's 45 on Bet365, 60-1 on FanDuel, and then 50 on the others.
Yeah, he's still 60 on FanDuel. I just checked a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I'd bet it down to 45.
I thought it was gonna be 45. I always guess he was the only guy I wrote up yesterday that I knew was betting. I knew I was betting no matter what the number was. Again, I didn't expect it to be 30-1, but I wrote 45. That's what I thought it would be.
Speaking of amateurs, he had 7 amateur victories.
Yeah.
That's
He had to have some in this area, right?
I don't know where any of these are. A lot of them are Southern Cal. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. 3M Augusta Invitational. No, that was in. Oh, whoa! He has more than 7. He won 1, 2, 3, 4. He won 5 in 2016 alone.
Yeah. Highly regarded amateur.
He was there with Scotty and Doug Gim, right?
That's right. Yeah.
But I tell you what, man, that's like the one Longhorn I just don't like. Like I'll root for a lot of them being from Austin.
Oh, tell me about it.
But I just don't like
disgusting
it.
Very tough. But I like him. I honestly believe he's going to win this week.
Boom. Love it. Anything else to say on him besides that he's going to win?
No.
I may back him with a top 5.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I have some stats for you here too. Last 3 years, he's 30th strokes gained total in the Midwest, and he's top 15 in putting. So yeah, last week was just a total anomaly, as you referenced.
I got one as well. He's 4th in strokes gained putting in his last 24 rounds in the Midwest bet.
Boom, love it.
So he just needs to make putts. Another guy like Denny, except for I'll give you those stats real quick of this putting, this Midwest putting that I did. Midwest Bentgrass putting. So we got Poston, Bow. I got Snedeker, Poston, Bow. Some noise coming over there, Jeff.
Oh.
Sounds like there's some construction going on or something.
That's me. I got people working on my yard.
Okay. So we got Snedeker, Poston, Hostler, McCarthy, Taryn, Patrick Rogers. Sungjae is 7th. Brendan Todd is 8th. Shank is 9th. Sam Ryder 10th. McNeely 11th. Speaking of that, I did want to mention Todd has some runner-ups here. Did we have any interest in him at all?
I did not.
Yeah, I don't think so. I can see it though. I can see it. Definitely a tractor guy.
Yeah, he definitely knows how to operate a tractor. Bo is actually 36th in my model, and Birdie are better. So he's doing some things, that we want to see from him. Do we worry if he gets in the mix, he will shit his pants? Yes, we do. But let's get him there first.
Have we seen him in the mix though lately?
The one time I can remember is that an event probably 2 years ago. He was in the mix on Sunday. I want to say it was in Texas or 3M or something.
I didn't watch Sunday at Myrtle. Couldn't tell you what happened.
It was like 3 years ago. I don't know why.
3M. No, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
He was 13th at the 3M last year. He was 6th at the Farmers this year. I don't know if he was involved. Yeah, I don't know. 2nd at the Zozo a couple years ago. 4th at Valero.
I think it was
3rd
that
at
one.
Pebble. 3rd
Hey.
at Pebble.
Colin beat him by like 8 at Zozo too. He wasn't in that thing.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Valero. Who won that Valero?
Valero. In 2022, the Valero winner was JJ Spawn. Yes, it was
Yeah.
the Valero. He shot 72 on Sunday.
So yeah, I like him. Let's move it along.
I got no other bets below 100. So if you guys want to name some guys who you bet, I know Matt's on a guy at 80.
So, Matt, your boy Thor, I know you're not on him, but he's just here at 70. I'm on a former winner at Glover at 65. Not much to say about it that we haven't already. Good course fit, hits it straight.
Thor, I thought about. My concern is he's just not in good form. He lost strokes on approach at the Travelers. He gained a bunch of putting, and that's the only reason he played decently. Last week, misses the cut, loses strokes again. He's a guy I believe in long term, but he's not a guy I'm going to blind bet when he's losing strokes ball striking every week. At 70-1. So I'm going to pass and then move on to my bet at 90-1 on FanDuel is Johnny Vegas. I've been looking for. I love betting John Vegas. I mean, can he win? Probably not. Looks like he's down at 66 in some spots, but can he win? I don't know. He's working back from an injury. He said he's feeling a lot better, but still not 100%, which obviously is not a great sign. But the fact that he was 5th last week in ball striking, I mean, he gained 5 strokes on approach, 3 off the tee. He's gained strokes off the tee in pretty much every event this year. The problem has been the putter, but he's played here 4 times and he's gained strokes putting in 3 of them. So I'm going to go back to him with a chance. Light card. He's 90. He probably should be 150, but I'm going to bet the 90 anyway.
Yeah, I passed just because of that last reason. I think he should be 150. And I think it's just coming off a 10-month injury. Little soon for me. But I am a big Vegas guy, so.
Yeah, I'm not on him, but I see some first round leader things there too. If you back him that way, like you're saying, it's like birdies and bunches are there when he's feeling good. So I like it, although I'm not on it.
Yep, good history too. A couple top 10 finishes there. A 3rd and 11th, I think.
Yeah, and then I think we're all on Neil Shipley, right?
Yep.
100-1, 110, something like that.
110, like Shipley, striking the ball pretty good. Looks like a guy who would win the John Deere. That's one of the bigger things for me this week.
He probably owns a tractor.
Made his PGA Tour debut last week at the Rocket. The week prior to that, after the U.S. Open, where he finished 26th, he debuted his professional debut on the PGA Latin Tour or whatever. He came 4th. But last week, 5.1 approach. He was one of the younger guys that was actually good around the green. Lost strokes putting, 8 tee to green. You can just picture that guy sitting on that tractor for sure. UT guy. What's not to like at 100?
Low amateur, first 2 majors this year.
Yeah, exactly.
He's an Ohio State guy.
Oh, that's right. Why do I always think he's a UT
but
guy?
That's a good thing to me, though. That's his region. Like, hey, get some bent grass. And I'm surprised that he lost strokes putting. He gained 4 on Thursday at the Masters.
I knew he was a Ohio State guy. Why do I always think he goes to UT? I don't know.
He's I think he's a good putter overall. So maybe a good bounce back with a putter candidate. I wanted to be on a young guy, and I thought for him, he's been hitting it as well as any of them just about. And he was 110. The other guys are like 40, 50, 60. So I thought that was a good one to take a chance on.
Yeah, we're on 2 young guys, 2 guys that are 20. How old's Shipley?
Shipley's 23.
Yeah.
But I think he's a way better wedge player in approach than the other young guys. He's a little older, but that's how he made his money at the USAM doing the same thing, and his putter was red hot there.
He won that?
He was the runner-up.
He lost to Dunlap?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, there you go. All right, who else? Who's next?
Merritt 175. I think he's kind of counterpoint to what you said about Vegas. I think he should be 110 and he was 175. I just think he's playing pretty well. He's an experienced veteran I can see him winning a John Deere. He's gained strokes and approach in 3 straight events. Played well last week.
Oh, whoa. More than 3.
Really?
I'm showing, well, I don't know what he did at Corrales, but I'm showing like 5 or 6.
Wow. Good. So he's playing good.
Yeah.
Like
Which
he's
is, like,
played.
I was worried like last week he just played good because that's his spot. But yeah, he's playing, ball stat wise, he's playing really well.
He was 9th at the Byron Nelson in May.
What's his history here?
That's another all right comp, I think. Go make birdies. And I was actually on him last week, and I think yesterday is really what killed him. He just doesn't hit the ball far, and the wind being into on the par 5s, he couldn't really score.
What's his history here?
He was 17th last year. His best finish.
That's pretty good.
He lost putting too, and his putter's been good on Birdie Fest.
What did he win?
He won the Barbasol.
Yeah. He has another win
Kentucky.
too.
That's Midwest, right? Or is that South? I think
That's
Midwest.
Yeah.
Right?
Did he win that twice?
Did he win Barracuda?
Yeah,
Quicken Loans, which Robert Trent Jones Golf Club. That's not in the Midwest.
Is that Maryland?
That's Virginia.
Virginia.
He won that in 2015.
Troy Merritt is from Minnesota.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Our let's go guy. They played college golf together. He told me.
Really?
Played with Troy Merritt?
Yeah, I'll go find the text. I shit you not. We were talking about golf like 2-3 weeks ago, and that was like his number one memory from his playing days when he playing competitively was that he beat Troy Merritt.
Troy Merritt. So there you go. 175. Go ahead.
Use the code MAT15 if you want 15% off. A Let's Go shirt. We're all on Merritt 175. Love it. I don't know if I love it, but I think it's a value bet. I think he should be probably 110 or 100.
I kind of love the number.
I love it. Yeah.
I got 220 to 1. I thought, Matt, you got a little in on that FanDuel one too.
Actually, you're right. I did get 220. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got 175.
Here's the text from Jimmy. He beat Troy Merritt in his first ever collegiate event before he transferred to Boise and went nuclear.
Wow.
So
Boise,
yeah.
And then my last bet was old Harry Higgs, 250 to 1. The big rig. I don't know. Get him on a tractor, I guess. Won twice on the Corn Ferry. Recently was 4th week after the U.S. Open on the Corn Ferry. Stay hot. I don't know. I've seen him contend in a couple tournaments before. 250 to 1. Get him on that rig.
300 to 1 is worth a heat check, right?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
That was it. That's it. Also, Vincenzi Tracker, he wanted us to talk about him. I don't know if you want to talk about him or not.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I met him at the Travelers, and it was actually a pretty good encounter. I mean, you never know what to expect with an online persona that just makes memes all day. But he was actually really, really normal guy, cool guy, regular dude, there with his buddies. So it was great to meet him.
He's been putting in the work.
He has. He's been helping us out. Helped us get some Minwoo birdies and other guy bogeys yesterday. Sadly, wasn't enough, but we appreciate his help, and hopefully this week we'll give him an opportunity on the weekend to root for somebody.
Yeah, I love the guy that commented, isn't that just Blake? Like, what?
Someone said that?
Yeah.
Somebody thought it was
skinny
me.
motherfucker.
On the picture, yeah, he's like a 120-pound guy. Someone thought it was Devon too, and then they thought it was me. So I can definitely confirm it isn't any of us because I met him in person. He's a regular person, regular guy. So yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. So I did send the last night the Summit Club, according to Data Golf. That's the #1 most similar course to this course, and he was T9 there, Higgs.
I got another one for you. Johnny Vegas was 14th. Sung Jae was 9th.
Was that the one Rory won?
Rory won Congaree.
Oh, okay.
Rory. Oh no, Rory did win this one too. Yeah. I forgot that. I honestly thought Colin won this, but that makes sense that he didn't. He's won 7 times. I'm just looking at other guys we were on, maybe where they finished here. I think that's it. Bo. Not that I can see.
Yeah.
Glover 45th.
Yeah, who knows if those are even right or not, but worth
exactly.
talking about. So we'll you know what, we got a lot of volume this week. I got 7 guys who I think can get in the mix. If they don't, it is a relatively light card. In terms of money risk, it's not very high at all. Only one guy, kind of Denny at 30, but other than that, not much at all. So if we don't get in the mix, we don't get in the mix. If we do, great.
Yeah, if not, enjoy your 4th weekend. And we'll be back hard the next 2 weeks? The Scottish and the Open.
Yeah.
Right?
And
That's the schedule. Scottish Open,
Yep.
and then next week's Live. That's another thing. Live should have been this week. Fucking Live
Yes.
Valderrama should have been this week. They're so fucking stupid.
Makes no sense whatsoever.
I wish we could have
their players probably didn't want to be there on the 4th of July. That's probably why.
True.
Right?
Has to be that.
Has to be.
So we'll get somebody in the mix this week, hopefully. And if we don't, we'll move on. We get some 2 big weeks coming up. We've been in the mix a lot lately. So if it's a down week, it's a down week. But hey, let's see what happens.
Boom. Let's go.
Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo.